Printer ink is very expensive, and if you are someone who likes to take a lot of photo printouts, it can get very expensive. So once my office jet ran out of ink, I started looking for a new printer. Why? Because a set of these cartridges cost as much as a new printer. So my goal was to look for a printer that has low running cost. After a bit of research, I settled on the HP Smart Tank 530. This is one of those high capacity ink tank printers. The main advantage of these is that the ink is super cheap. One set of bottles cost about 2,172 rupees or about 29 US dollars. That is less than the cost of a single cartridge of the OfficeJet printer I've got. So the tank printer is gonna be very economical in the long run. Now talking a bit about the features, it's got dual band Wi-Fi with Bluetooth. Dual band is good because it will connect to a 5 GHz router. And being an all-in-one printer, it's also got a scanner with automatic document feeder. Then there's this monochrome touchscreen LCD. It kinda lets you access all the basic features of the printer. I also like the fact that you can see the level of ink, so you'll know when to buy a new set of bottles. And lastly, it's even got a mobile app for printing via your smartphone. So this means you don't even need to turn your PC on in order to take printouts. That is awesome. Also, this video is not sponsored by HP. I've bought this printer with my own money. Anywho, before we proceed any further, let's take a look at all the accessories that are supplied inside the box. Alright, so I've got the printer and all of its accessories unboxed. So inside the box you get the printer itself, then there's the USB cable if you decide you don't want to use the wireless functionality. Then you've got the power cord, quick start guide, make sure that you read this because the setup instructions are inside over here. Then these are the print heads, we will need to install these in the printer. Then you get the ink bottles, and holy moly guys, these ink bottles are huge, and yes, you get 3 black ink bottles inside the box itself. And these are the XL variants, so that means these ones have extra ink in them. And just for a quick size comparison, here is a black ink cartridge. I mean, take a look at how tiny this thing is and compare it with this bottle of ink. Yeah, that is a lot of ink. And these are your cyan, magenta and yellow ink bottles. Again, compare it with this cartridge which contains all 3 colors. And over here you have these bottles. So yeah, like I said, that is a lot of ink. Alright, so I've got the printer all set up and running. The driver is also installed on the PC. And the printer is also connected to our wireless network. So it's ready to print. Now the thing is, I've got a separate video on how to perform the initial setup like filling the tanks with ink, installing the print heads, aligning the printer and installing the driver on the PC. So if you want to do this yourself, check out this video. The card should pop up on the top right corner. Oh, and one very important thing, once you finish the initial setup, you'll notice that the ink levels will drop to about 90%. Now this is completely normal because the printer uses a little bit of ink to prime the print heads. So this is completely normal and will happen during the initial setup. Alright everybody, as you can see, I've got the printer up and running. So now let's do some tests, take some printouts and see how the printer performs, and especially let's take a look at how the print quality is like. So first off, before you start taking printouts, make sure to pull this tray out. Otherwise your printouts are gonna fall down to the ground. I'll take a printout of this picture. So this is quite a bright, vibrant picture, perfect for testing out the printer. And we will select this size, normal, plain paper, A4, and here we go. Also, we will take a look at how long it takes for the printer to actually take the printout. I don't think it should take more than 15 seconds. So it is printing. The LCD shows it's printing, and I haven't sped this video up, you're watching this in real time. And there you go, we have the printout right over here. So that actually took less than about 10 seconds, and here's our printout. As you can see, the picture is quite nice. And here's a comparison of the photo on the screen. By the way, this is plain paper, 75 GSM, so it's not thick or anything. Yeah, you can see right through the paper. So we're gonna take a printout of the exact same photo, but this time on a matte photo paper. So we will select other matte inkjet papers. So here we go. The paper is inside over there. By the way, this is the Photo Vista Premium Matte Photo Paper, and this is 100 GSM. That one is 75 GSM. And yeah, it's gonna take significantly longer to print on a photo paper, but yeah, as you can see, it is pulling the paper inside slowly. Okay, so here is our printout, and that actually took significantly longer. So that took about 45 seconds to print. But as you can see, there is a day and night difference in the picture quality. I mean, look at that difference. Holy moly. Again, the difference is in the paper. This is a 100 GSM matte paper, and this is normal 75 GSM plain paper. And finally, let's take a printout on a glossy photo paper. So here we go. By the way, this is Kodak's Premium 260 GSM glossy photo paper. So this is one of the best that you can get in the market. And yeah, it is printing. And there's our printout. So it took about 1 minute 28 seconds to print this picture on a glossy photo paper. Alright, so I've got all three printouts laid out on the table so we can compare. So this one is a regular 75 GSM plain paper, 100 GSM matte paper, and finally 260 GSM glossy photo paper. Also, I want to do a little ink smudge test and see if the ink is wet. It does feel dry though. So yeah, it is dry for the most part. I've got a little bit of smudge on the finger, but yeah, mostly the ink is dry. If you leave it out for 10 minutes, it will dry out completely. The ink dries out instantly on the matte paper. So yeah, no issues of smudging on this paper. So yes, on the glossy photo paper, you have to give it a little bit of time for the ink to dry out. So I would recommend save some money and get the matte photo paper instead, because the print quality on the matte photo paper is excellent. It's very difficult to tell the difference between these two. So I hope this gives you an idea on what kind of a photo quality to expect out of the HP SmartTank 530 printer. In my opinion, the print quality is excellent, especially on the matte photo paper. But the print quality even on a regular plain paper is also pretty good. I mean, if you don't do a comparison with this sort of picture quality is also really good. Alright, moving on. For our next test, let's print out a document and see how the printer does. Now, as you can see, this is a 2-page document. And this printer does not have automatic double-sided printing, but you can still do double-sided printing by flipping the sheets manually. Let me show you how to do that. So, while taking a printout, tap on Printer Properties and select Two-Sided Printing, and then click on OK. And we will now print. Now, once the first side comes out, you will have to grab the sheet and place it like this once again in the paper tray. So there you go, our sheet is back in, and press on continue on this dialog box, and now it will print the second side. And once again, the document printing speed is actually pretty good. So there you go, that's the first side and that is the second side. Looks perfect. Coming to the print quality, yeah, that's pretty good. The text is nice and sharp, no smudges or any missing lines. So yeah, it is perfect. Now let's print a document that has both some text and some graphics in it. So here we go. The printer is printing. So here is our printout. I don't see any issues with this. The print quality is excellent. Unfortunately, all of my papers are kind of crumpled up. So yeah, I might have to buy a new set of sheets for this printer. But yeah, overall the print quality is excellent and I would recommend this printer anytime. Now this being an all-in-one printer also has a flatbed scanner. And in addition to the flatbed scanner, there's also a 35-page automatic document feeder. Unfortunately, the automatic document feeder does not support automatic double-sided document scanning, so you'll have to manually flip the sheet and scan it once again if you want to do the double-sided scanning thing. So let's scan a photo and check out how the scanner quality is like. So I'm just gonna place it right over here. Now there are two ways to scan. You can either use the LCD panel and tap on scan, but I prefer using the software that is on the PC because this gives you more control. So open up the HP Smart software and click on scan. We're scanning a photo, so that's fine, and we will change the resolution to 600 because I want better DPI. So let's just scan. Now 600 DPI is a bit of an overkill, so it's gonna take a little bit longer to scan than usual. So there's our scan photo. Actually, the quality looks pretty decent. I think the printer has also fixed the colors because the original photo has yellowed a bit. I mean, this is more than 30 years old. So yeah, the scanned one actually looks better than the original one. So yeah, I would say that the scanner quality is pretty okay. If you want to archive your old photos, you can use this scanner and scan all of your old photographs. So that's nice. Let's also test out the automatic document scanner. So here I've got a double-sided document. So this side goes in first like this. And once again, you have the option of scanning directly to the PC using the LCD screen. And if you just want to take a copy of this, then you don't even have to turn the PC on. You can take a copy directly from over here. But as always, I like to use the software that is on the PC. So we'll click on scan. It's an A4 page. And we'll click on scan. So the first side has been scanned, and that barely took about 10 seconds, and it should appear on our PC. Now to scan the second side, you'll need to flip the page first. So this is the second side and it goes in like this. Now back to the PC, click on add and then scan it once again. And now the second side is being scanned. So that's how you manually scan two sides of a document using the automatic document reader. So there you go. Now we have two pages, page number 1 and page number 2. And we can now save this. Let's save it as a PDF. And here's our scan. We can now open this up in Adobe Acrobat. So there's page number 1 and page number 2. And you know what? The scan quality is pretty good. If I zoom in, you can see everything is nice and sharp. One of the best features of this printer is that you can take a printout using your smartphone. You don't even need to turn your PC on for this. So to print from your smartphone, you will need to download and install the HP Smart app. And this app is really nice. It shows you the estimated ink levels, status of the printer, and then you have a couple of options. So let's take a printout of this photo on a photo paper. So maybe you want to wish your friend a happy birthday. In this case, we want to wish this puppy a very happy birthday. That's our win. So let's load the photo paper up. So the paper is in there. And now on the application, we're going to select print photos and pick the photo from our gallery. Looks like the text is out of the paper, so we're gonna make some adjustments to this. We will go into the manual mode and readjust the photo like this. I'm gonna disable borderless printing because I want a little bit of border on the photo. And that's it. We can now give the print command on our phone and it should print this photo onto the paper. And there you have it. That is our photograph. You know what? The quality looks really good. Not bad at all. So this is how you can take printouts using your smartphone. You don't even need to turn your PC on. Also, check this out. If you have a Samsung Galaxy smartphone, you can print documents directly from the Samsung Notes application. So open up your note, press on these three dots and then select print. And it will automatically detect the printer. And then you can just tap on print. And there is our document that we created in Samsung Notes. So that's how you print using your smartphone on the HP SmartTank 530 printer. Now coming to the formatting and the font size, you will have to adjust in the Samsung Notes application. So if you want smaller font, do that first on the Samsung Notes app. And lastly, you can also scan documents and photos and save them directly onto your smartphone. So let's click on scan. It is scanning. And there's our photo and we can save this in the gallery. And now you can go ahead and share the photo with your friends or family using WhatsApp or any messaging application. So yes, this is the mobile printing facility of the HP SmartTank 530. So, concluding thoughts. I think this is an awesome all-in-one printer. The print quality is excellent, especially when you print on a matte or glossy photo paper. Both the colors and the contrast are excellent. Then you can also print photos directly from your smartphone. And I think this is one of the best features because a lot of people use their smartphone to click photos and to design greetings. And this makes printing a lot easier because then you don't have to connect your phone to the PC and transfer stuff over. But the best part is that the ink is super duper cheap. On this printer, you don't have to worry about the cost of printing. Now, the biggest disadvantage of this printer is, well, it does not have automatic double-sided printing. This is a feature that we take for granted and you will miss it when you have to print a big document. Although you can still do double-sided printing by flipping the page manually, but it's not as efficient as automatic double-sided printing. So that's one trade-off you have to live with if you decide to buy this printer. Alright, so that is it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. And if you have found this video to be helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Alright, I will see you guys next time.